May 20th of 1940, the first prisoners arrived at Auschwitz. This requires us to hold some complexity. The first prisoners there were not the Polish, Jewish, Roma, refugees, dissidents. They were prisoners sent from other prisons that were going to essentially run Auschwitz. So prisoner number 1 at Auschwitz was a guy named Bruno Brodnowicz, and he was a career criminal. He had his green triangle. He had been picked up in Hitler's kind of a first round of get tough on crime sort of pickups in 1934, and he had been imprisoned ever since. There were responsibilities given to these guys, right? They were running the prison that Himmler was living at, the camp that Himmler was living at with his family and supervising. Bruno Brodnowicz is not a nice guy, and he and the other folks that they sent in were part of the culture of fear and oppression that was happening within these camps, right? The fear, the violence was because they put the career criminals in as leadership. His name is directly mentioned as like one of the people that would be going in and rounding up 1,700 Roma and taking them over to the crematorium on a single day. It's one of those the water's getting hotter moments when we look at the history books. This is one of the times that by putting people who were career criminals into these positions of kind of leadership or power, it's distancing emotionally Himmler and Himmler's guys from the day-to-day responsibilities of running the camp. And that, I think, is one of those things that when we see those echoes and rhymes, we have to pay attention. The night before the first round of prisoners arrived at Auschwitz, Nella Last wrote in her journal, "Perhaps it's the feeling that so much is passing and dying, but my lovely dark wine lilac tree never looked so gorgeous in her heavy crown of purple as this year. The blackbird's song at dawn seems more wonderful when I hear it, and last week, when I heard a cuckoo in the early hours, I could not have felt more thrilled if it had been the first I'd ever heard." That same night, Victor Kemperer wrote in his journal, "Hitler is like a boxer who must win in the first round. He cannot last 2 rounds. Will England and France be able to take the punishment?"